All right, let's try this again. I think I'm just having some connectivity issues. Let's see if you guys are here. And we will go to Twitter. If any of you guys are here right now, just give me a minute. I'm gonna. This is the link to tonight's. All right, so this one should be good. See if anybody's here right now. All right, looks like we've got a bunch of you in here. I can see 29 of you are watching right now. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hey, Endless. I'm doing great, man. How are you? It was a wild day today again. Of course, leading up to today, there's stress. I think there's stress if you're a bull, a bear. I don't think it really matters. I think either side that you're on, there was a lot of stress today for everybody. Anthony Chavez. Hey, how are you doing, Anthony? Jay Hoon. That's my dog outside barking. I asked my wife and children to put the dogs away, but they didn't. So it's all right. Ryan, how are you? Good evening. Bed, good evening. Fron Tro Alpine. How you doing, man? Or a woman, or whoever you are. Adam, how are you? Chaz, good to see you, my brother. This is the first one that gave me a direct notification from YouTube for your information. Right on, right on. Evening Cap. That 470 call was beautiful this afternoon. Boy, you know what? I bought that close on Tuesday at the close at 4 o'clock. I think I posted it with enough time for anyone to grab them too. I think I posted it right at 4 p.m. If you had held that call into today, the market went down, but the call went up. So you could, and I posted about this earlier about call premium, to watch call premium today, because if you had known what the pricing of calls yesterday at the close, what they were, and then this morning, it was interesting because it didn't show up in flow. There was no flow showing up today showing that the banks were buying long in the market. They were very stealthy all day long. And the only way that I could tell that they were going long was the call premium. It was going up even though the market was going down, which inferred, of course, that people were taking the market long. And when I say people, it's not us retail. We don't have that kind of power in the market, but banks do. Hey, L Ram, how are you? Adam, what's up? Jess, yo. Hey, Joe, thanks for showing up, my brother. Good to see you, James. Good evening, X. Explorement, Matthew, Denny. What's up, my brother? Yep. Cyber Dave, how are you, Cyber Dave? Hey, Adam, how are you? Yeah, we ended up we started making the call last night before, or let's say Tuesday before the close, right, to go long. And then we some of you guys had followed on that trade and knew already as we were heading into the 1:30, 1 o'clock hour or so. They just kept going up in premium. I think at one point I was up 30%. Even while it was that last little dip, it just held value. It didn't go away. So you just knew that you knew what was going on. You knew we were going up. And I ended up cutting those calls and I rebought calls 2 or 3 times, then added more to my calls. We'll go into that later. Hey, Joe. Hey, Devin. It was a great day today, wasn't it? I mean, yeah, I'm doing great, Josh. I'm doing great. It was a great day. You know, I was really stressed out. It was weird because, well, before we get started, you know, let's talk briefly about this week, what the lead up to today. I was stressed. I mean, I don't know how you guys were, but I was pretty stressed. The move into today was stressful. There's so much noise out there in social media, inside discords. You watch CNBC. I mean, they pretty much put out some sort of a news. I should have brought it up, but they put out a post yesterday. CNBC did at the end of the day, and it read like the end of the world. It was terrible. And I thought to myself yesterday, if we know all this bad news, what worse could they say to dump this market? I mean, it would have to be horrific for what is known or what was expected. Yeah, epic day, huh, William? Ritesh, yeah, this day turned out to be outstanding. And you know what's interesting is the last FOMC was very similar. Matter of fact, past few FOMCs have been like this, where we sell down, we sell out of the market, and we get very stressed into the day of FOMC, and it becomes a nothing burger. And those original calls the last time, at the end, I think we ended up going up for 3 straight days that thereafter, and those calls were worth 4 or 5. I think in the high end they were like 5,000% when they were all said and done. They were like 10 or 15 cents, and they ended. Oh boy, I forget. I'm gonna have to go back and look. It might have been like $9, may have been higher, may have been $20. It was really insane. And I think that those same calls from Tuesday will wind up the same way. I'm almost positive that they will. I'm pretty close. Yeah, they are, Josh. They're so extreme. You know, it's weird too because I'm reading all these stories, and you know, it clouds your vision, clouds what you're doing. And there is a point where you trade the market that's in front of you. That you have to put the blinders on. You have to have done your research, your due diligence, and you trade what's in front of you. I talked to you guys about if you're a long investor and you don't want to sell the market. I understand that. So you're shifting to that hedge position to hedge your longs in this market. If you were cash, how to play the market, or the straddle, or if you were short, to be able to hedge long, right? That you have to hedge yourself long with cheap calls. So you have to be able to pivot when the market pivots, but you're also looking for indicators of where we are and where we're going. So we're gonna get started real quick, okay? I'm trying to get this done for you guys real quick. How we'll do this is this. We're gonna do a quick recap. We are going to talk about the economic calendar. We'll look at futures real quick. We'll look at the economic calendar, and then we're going to get right into the 3 indexes. We'll do the S&P 500, the Qs, and the IWM. And then if any of you want to stick around later in the stream, if we have some time and you want some tickers called out, if I have the time and you guys have the time and you're more than willing to stick around, we'll try to do some charting so that you guys can see how I chart, how I look for buy-ins, that kind of stuff. When do I buy? Whatever. If you guys want to stick around for that, you can. So just right off the bat, if you haven't, I have made videos in the past. I'm going to do a video series on how I trade so that you can take sort of a class. It's free, and so you can see where I'm coming from. But a lot of my previous videos gives the basic background of how I trade, and I frequently. So this is the ES chart, as the mini. And, you know, since 2007, 2009, this has pretty much worked. We've had taper tantrums in the past, but the market generally goes up, especially the S&P 500. You guys should know this. I always recommend to new traders to learn how to trade the S&P 500 in one of the instruments, it could be the SPX, the SPY, ES. You pick it, right? But this is, you'll also hear people, there's another thing I want to talk to you guys about, okay? This is important. And that is, last couple weeks, a lot of stock bulls were getting whacked in the market. And there were less and less safe havens as we moved forward. There were a lot of index bears that weren't getting what they wanted out of the SPY. They wanted the SPY to drop more. And you'll oftentimes you'll hear snide remarks on social media saying, like trading the SPY is for new traders or unintelligent traders. If the smart people trade VIX or they trade natty gas or they trade foreign currencies, that kind of shit, right? And I'll be honest, at the end of the day, I really don't care what other people are doing out there. The only thing that I know about is that after trading successfully for long enough where I haven't blown myself accounts up to where I have to have a job or I can't do this any longer, I realized that I want to trade for a living. I know that I want to be able to make enough money the easy way. So I don't want to trade hard. So if that's the easiest index for me to make a check, at the end of the day, oh, thank you so much for the coffee. I just got a cup of coffee delivered to me. It's pretty awesome. So, but at the end of the day, right? So at the end of the day, if the SPY is the easiest index or stock to trade, then that's what I'm going to trade. And I've become intimate with it and familiar with it. It makes me a lot of money. Why? And then I've learned other indexes. I've learned how to trade the NASDAQ over time. I've learned how to trade small caps. And then I've branched out and learned how to trade individual tickers. And I spend a lot of time on one ticker. I'll trade Tesla for years. I'll trade Apple for years. I start to learn other tickers so that, let's say SPY is not moving one day, I can switch over to a Tesla or an Apple or whatever. But your base should always be an index. It should preferably be the SPY or the ES or one of the derivatives of the S&P 500. And the reason for that, of course, because it's predictable, it's consistent, it's our market's health. You guys know that, right? So this year, let's take a look real quick. This year, had you bought all these bottoms down here, we can even raise this up. Had you bought all these bottoms down here, we'll go a little bit higher. Let's pretend this is earlier in the year. If you had bought any of these tags down below, right? If you just turned your computer off this year, you would have made money how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times this year. You would have had a perfect record this entire year. And had you bought calls on these hits, right? Once we tagged or went below, had you put 1 to 3 months on them, you'd still have printed, right? If they were in the money, let's say you tagged here and you put just an in the money call that was 3 months out, you still would have made your money back right here, right? So, and then we talk often in these videos I've made about how far you're exposing yourself. I always talk about no more than 10%. Some people like to go up to 30%. Even if you were to go to 10% in your exposure, and let's say we have a market crash, you should never be blowing your accounts up that way. Does that make sense? And if you go, let's say you go even as deep as 30%, and you had 2 so far chances down here to really get banged up or down here, you're still not blowing your accounts up. So when you hear people say, I blew my account up, when they say, it was a really rough week and I'm down to like the last of my money or whatever, you have to start to plan or structure how you're trading, the risk that you're associating with your trading. When I talk about leaning into a dip, I talk to you guys about how, like my first buy-in down here, even back here when we first hit down here, let's say, I'll put my first trades in, and they are usually 3-month out spreads in the money, maybe even slightly below the money. And as I start to add to those trades, I'll get more aggressive and more risky as we go down. So as we start to come deeper and deeper and deeper down here, even if the market's rolling over, there's going to be at some point a recovery rally. And if I get more aggressive, I'm going to make more profit than I would on the safer bets before, right? So I'm going to make a series about this for you guys. But anyways, that's my point here. And you can see that we're much lower, right? So we're trading lower than our normal trading channel. And you'll see guys drawing new trading channels for the SPY right now. I'm not really concerned with that at the moment. I just want you to see where we are overall in the market. So we're going to take this down. Hold on. Phew, sorry. I just sneezed. We're going to take this down to a lower level here. And we ended up higher on the day. I think we closed 1.54% higher. That was a much wider range than our implied move that we were supposed to make today. We also know that the FOMC was today, right? It was announced that they were going to speed up the taper and the bond buying as well. They were going to hike rates in 2022. We knew that was happening, but it was all kind of expected. So we ended up selling down the volatility in the market. You can see the market grabbed a bid today. I want to say today's bid, just in the SPY alone, it was 70 million shares or something like that. And that was great to see. Tomorrow we have nothing on so this is futures right now, right? We're looking decent. You can see that the trade, I posted on Twitter earlier, you can see that the trade today was in small caps to close the day out with. Small caps were beaten down so hard. And there were companies, there were hedge funds yesterday that were forced into hedging at the absolute bottom worst time. They ended up hedging. They had paid full dollar price for puts at some point yesterday afternoon. I posted that on Twitter as well. So the trade most definitely was in small caps to close the night out. I'm going to show you some volume profile stuff here in just a minute. And tomorrow we've got nothing on the schedule. I want you all to be aware for the next 2 weeks, or next 2 to 3 weeks, we have short weeks, okay? So we've got some important numbers on Thursday. You might find a little bit of weakness in the market, possibly on Wednesday a little bit. But in all honesty, the thing you're looking at is that Friday, we were closed on Friday on the 24th, 4th. And then the following week, we roll right into New Year's. So we have short weeks that we're trading from now into the 31st. Typically around this time of year, you won't see too much activity in the market. You're going to see the market quiet down as we head into the rest of the month. You're going to see the participants wane off. You're going to see, even on social media, you'll see the social media will slow down. You'll see the banks and the hedge funds, all the institutions, everyone's starting to take their vacations. So I want you to be aware of that as we move forward. This is a really good time to find a low if we're going to continue to go up and buy spreads, because you can end up grinding towards the end of the year. And let's say you get stuck in this vortex where you're buying your day trading FDs, it is very possible that they're worthless at the end of a day or the second day when you head into a daily OPEX. So this is one of those times where it's nice to take some spreads on and have them print for you end of month. So keep that on your plate as we chart this stuff out for you. And it should be like this into, so this is last week's. I should have put the big calendar up for you, but there really isn't much in the market right now heading into the end of the month. It's going to slow down even if we continue to go up. And this is that environment. You have low volume days that'll come, and retail bulls will take over usually and push this market to all-time highs. So next we're gonna go back to the ES over here, and I'm gonna start giving you guys some numbers here for a minute. We're gonna chart in some support and resistance numbers. I want you to be aware of where the volatility, where the negative and positive gamma is in the market coming into. Let's see if I can get some numbers here for you. I typed all these in, and okay. So ES, the volatility trigger that you need to be aware of this week is 4628. So we're going to put some lineage in here. So 4628. I want you guys to be aware of this number here. No, we're in the way. We're in the way. 4628. Is that? I guess we're a little bit lower than we should be. Let's see if I can get this up. So right here, this is where negative gamma is. This is where positive gamma is. So if we're up above here, I want you to start making your assumptions that we're trading higher. I want you to understand that this is negative gamma, this is positive gamma. As long as we're up here, we should be trading up. You see how we traded down, bounced, and came above again? This is, as long as we're up here, we're in that positive state of mind. Be aware of that, okay? This is your buy the F and dip number down here, 4628. We defend this line down here. If we break lower, you should be switching to be bearish, very bearish. This is like the bulls, or this is the bears world down here. They own this down here, okay? So be conscious of that. This is your big buy the dip number down below at 4628. And we have some large gamma inside of 4638, 4663, and 4688. But you can see that we jumped above all of that today. You saw that in today's action. So we're gonna put some other numbers in here. So we're gonna look for some resistance levels above. The first one that we're gonna put in, let's see here, 4713. Right here. Okay, so you see your first resistance level is right in the overnight. We'll bring this down even closer. And you can start to see that we bounced right off this in the middle of the night. Let's see if I can get this back. You can see that we bounced back here, right? And this right here is a large support area, 4628. I'm going to switch over and show you on the ES chart what I'm talking about with this, okay? Right here. And you can see we have a long way to fall, right? You see this nice berg that we have here. You see this point of control here, 468638. So you're going to be looking for the morning. You're going to be, if let's say we open up the morning tomorrow and we do have a big red candle, you're going to be looking for a bounce off of 4686.38. Okay? 468638. So we're going to go back to our chart here. And you can see it right down here, right? 4628. So we'll raise that up slightly. 4628. Right there. And this would also, this would be a nice place for us to come back down. Now if you have a question of where do I think we're opening tomorrow, I think we open above 4713. So if you're a bull out there and you're watching this right now, I can't see what you guys are typing right now, but I think we open above 4713. That will become new support. And I'm going to now give you some targets, okay, as we head into, let's see if I can get this. I'm going to give you guys some legit price targets right now that you guys are going to want to be looking for as we move forward. All right? So we've got 4713. Next one would be 4738. This one's going to be minor. So we'll make this smaller. We could even make that a dotted line, I guess. Make some dashed lines for you, okay? So 4738.75. Your next one is going to be 4765. Right there. Yep, so 4765 would be your next point of resistance. And then 4793, let's put that one. There. Kind of see these right here. And this is where the good stuff is, okay? This is where the juice is. I know you guys want to know what I'm hoping to have here. We're going to try to hit 4817. Yep. Right there. That's going to be my price target. You guys want to know where I think we're headed? Where we're headed? Oh, hold on. I don't like big dashed lines for the top. Right there. So that's really what you're looking for. So let's look at the S&P. You can pump these numbers. They're going to be slightly off in the SPY. I'll post on Twitter what the targets are going to be. You'll hear some people say that we're going to do a halfback. You will hear people say expect a halfback on You'll have some people say that we'll half back down here somewhere to 46.54. You could put some minor supports in here for tomorrow. I don't think we come back down tomorrow, but it's possible. In all likelihood, we have anywhere from 1 to 3 days of upward movement. That would include Thursday. If we move higher tomorrow, I would expect Friday to be down. If we have weakness tomorrow, I would expect us to come straight back up. Let's say we have some weakness tomorrow and then we shoot up. That could happen as well. But let's get some ideas in our head. Let's start thinking about, where do we go long here, right? You guys want to know, where do I go long? So I'm going to show you where you're buying dips. Show you guys where you want to be buying dips. So this is all your dip buying down here. You know you can be dip buying down here. You know that there was some resistance above here twice. You can see it, right? We had this previous resistance over here, right? You can see all this stuff. This is back on the 12th of December. You know that all-time highs, right, are right up here. You see this all-time highs number back here? So we'll make this one a little bit bigger resistance. That one's probably a big one. And we'll make it yellow so you guys can be aware of it. You're going to hear bears say, we're not breaking this, but I'll tell you what, when we come back down, so we made this trip up, right? And this was our all-time highs. We came back down. We attempted to break all-time highs and failed. We retested down below. This is like a look above, right? We looked above and we weren't ready. We came back down and we tested again and we weren't ready to go down on an FOMC meeting. So that implies that the move is up. We're in a bullish context. I think that we beat this no problem. And so where do you buy the dip? Well, if you're given tomorrow morning any kind of a gift tomorrow morning or in this move up in these levels down below here, you take them and you take them long, okay? So the first attempt that we need to do tomorrow would be to break through all-time highs. So my price target for tomorrow would be to break through 4738.75 and find some support down over here tomorrow. Maybe we trade down into Friday or Monday, or we might just keep legging it up straight up to 48.17. That's my price target currently for SPY, the ES, whatever you want to call it, or whatever derivative you use. That's my price target right now, 48.17. Now, what would be the move heading into the beginning of the year? If we tag up here at this 4817, you're going to want to see us pull back. So this would be what bears are looking for to get real gnarly, right? Bears want to see some form of a pullback back here. You know that we're going to have some support here at 4738, and you know we're going to have some support back into this area of 4713. You'll also notice that the call wall above will move higher once we get up here, and the put wall will raise from the bottom as well. So your bottoms aren't going to be way down here at 4,500 any longer. They'll raise up probably to this 46.28. It's going to take a week or so for this to move, but that should take place. All signs are pointing towards this happening as we head into the upcoming weeks. Now, talking with you about this at this point, you are going to hear people say, we're going to be faked out. We're going to be, all kinds of shit you're going to hear from now until the end of the year. But in reality, unless there's something that we don't know in the market, some unknown news event, this should be the plan heading into end of year at this point. Now, if you are bearish, you can trade these resistance points as we move up. If you want to get heavily bearish, I wouldn't be getting bearish until 48.15. If you're a bull and we get to 4,800 and I find you on social media trying to tell me that we're going higher, we might be. But why do I need that play? I don't need that risk in my life. I'll take this risk right here. I'll make bank. I'll spend the holidays with my family. If we come back a little bit, pull back up here a little bit, I'll take another long there. But I want you guys to understand that when you're trading the market, you always want to be longing bottoms and you want to be selling tops, even on smaller time frames, okay? So you guys saw what we have here on ES. You should be able to pause this video at some point and pump these numbers in, okay? You can track this. These support and resistance levels will change each day. You'll hear someone say we're going to test the prior low down here. You'll hear somebody tell you that we're testing 45.98 tomorrow. Don't listen to those people. I doubt that happens. I don't think we get that gift at this point. I don't think you do. The banks are in. They're never giving. The banks are never going to let you buy in lower than they buy in. Okay, so be aware of that as we move forward. For what day this is, we'll test previous days lows and cash gaps as we move forward. But do I think we're coming back down here? 5% chance that we get down here. 45.99. The chances of that happening are 5 to 10%. That low. That's how low it is. Okay. Let me check you guys real quick and see what you guys are asking. So just right now, okay, I want you guys, if you guys have any questions on ES, let me know. I wish tomorrow, LOL. We'll be looking for that morning flush, blood stunt. I knew you guys, some of you guys would be out there saying they want the morning flush. It's a big morning flush too, no doubt about it, right? This is a big pullback. And if it was me, or if you're a bull, let's say you're holding long, you want to see this move above between now and pre-market or the opening bell. You want to see that. If you don't see that, and you see some weakness and we bounce and come lower, I mean, that is possible. So another thing I always tell people is it's okay to take profits, leave a few runners. It's always okay to find a dip and buy that dip too. Okay, you guys don't have to be heroes. You guys can take your money and run. You guys can take your money from today and take the next 2 weeks off if you want to, and just wait for the next big buy-in. You know, you guys don't have to play every single move all the way to rejection. Adam, can I come over for Christmas? Screenshot it. That's some healthy advice about the banks. Yeah. No, I mean, you know what it is with the banks. I try to trade. I never try to trade with what retail is thinking. I always try to trade like, hey, if this is, what would the banks do here? Where are the banks buying? Where are the banks selling? Where do the banks get in? You know right now where the banks are in, right? You know the banks bought 4,600. So that's where they're in. So when do they want to sell? When do they want to take profit off that 4,600? We had 100 and what? Was it 130 or 140 point rip today? That is major. The banks could take their profit at the opening bell tomorrow and be very happy. Nice window dressing. Wrap it up. We're done for the year. Does quad witching matter? Yes, it does. Quad witching does matter. Oftentimes you're going to see some movements mostly in futures. You'll see some buying and selling. You'll hear people on the internet right now say things to you like, we will be weak on Thursday. Everyone thinks tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow is Thursday. They'll say we'll be weak on Thursday and strong on Friday. Or they'll say we'll be strong on Thursday and we'll be weak on Friday. Oftentimes the Thursday before an OPEX, and sometimes specifically, well, the trend still matters. Sometimes you'll find some weakness in the open of Thursdays, but it'll be one of our biggest days. So if you wanted to be safe tomorrow, you could sell the opening bell, collect your profit, and look for some weakness in the morning. But if I were a bull, I would be buying that dip. I would not be getting bearish. I'd buy that dip because let's say we dip this deep tomorrow. My expectation would be that we go straight to all-time highs possibly by end of day tomorrow. Now, if we hit this all-time highs tomorrow, you should see some weakness into OPEX on Friday. They will try to pin where we are somewhere in this environment. You have to remember that there were a lot of banks in on iron condors and butterflies this past couple weeks. I talked to you guys I posted somewhere about the COVID trade rebalancing. Let's look at the monthly. This is a better way to look at it. If you look here on this trade right here, see this area right here? There are a lot of iron butterflies and condors out there, broken butterflies out there right now the banks have, that they are going to want to print into OPEX on Friday. So my expectation is that we're going to move up, print all-time highs, possibly come down into this area to print out the rest of those complex spreads that professional traders have. Could we go up here and never come back? Never look back? Possible. It's possible. I think they come up here, they print their short-dated calls. We're going to have a put roll. We're going to have a gamma roll-off, put gamma roll-off that comes on the 17th. So that could make us go big on Monday as well. Monday should be a big day. And then we have another big one on the 31st. And just so you all know, there's a couple things we have to talk about. We were on the cusp or edge yesterday of creating another it's not reverb, it's when a feedback loop in the market. If the market fails to place farther dated calls into January, as we move to the end of December, it would set up see this wedge here, this expanding wedge. It could, in a technical sense, set us up for movements in January that are wild swinging movements. Sorry, hold on a minute. But that's unknown at this point. We have to see the bid that comes into the market over the next 2 weeks. If the bid in the market is all short dated calls, let's say we stop putting calls into January, we could start to see some wild swings beginning of the year. The expectation, though, for right now is with the put gamma rolling off, and we are looking like we're going to be strong into the second week at least of January. It does look like this will begin the volatility should begin to collapse. It'll make the market a little bit smoother. Now, there are some bears out there that are betting on that. You can see this wedge right here, right? They're betting on an expansion of this wedge where it starts to get wild and out of hand, almost like you're shaking. Let's say you were holding a drink in your hand and we're going up, but I'm shaking you as you're walking up a flight of stairs. They're expecting that at some point that shakeout will crash the market. So then that's still, it's there, but it's not there right now. It's hard to explain in simple terms. We need to see what happens with the call structure for January and February. See, resonance. Yep, resonance. Bear and positive gamma. Wouldn't they be roll off of positive gamma on Friday? That's a good question. And I've seen that on Discord. Someone was trying to posit that as well. You need to understand that it was so lopsided on the put side. All things were not equal. Everyone was short. Everyone, and I mean everyone was short. This gamma that's rolling off on Friday is so big that it creates what's called a Vanna effect, right? And you're going, that same whiplash that took us down here, the way this took place, the violence of this move down, when you start to see these violent moves down, there should be a reaction to that move. You see this violent move and you saw the same reaction to it. Well, this is going to continue to take place and send us much, much higher. We are in a bullish context. We are in a bullish market. The market always goes up. You must understand that. That is the rule until it changes. So when you introduce negative gamma like we have into the market like this, the reaction on a market that goes up is like a slingshot. Be aware of that, because you will get burned. I promise you. Okay? Speaking of banks, what do you think? Now, one more thing for you, Chase, is that's the point that I'm making about the call. You want to see the calls continue to come into the market into January, and we have some huge dates coming up. So this trade should last into a minimum of mid-January. So you then want to be looking from now into January into what is the call flow, what is the put flow, and there's a big difference between put flow and hedge flow. That's another thing I should tell you guys. This flow that's coming off, or this negative gamma that's coming off, this isn't normal puts. These are major, big block hedging that comes into the market. Okay? 3,000 puts, 3 million puts, 300 million shares. Longer term, how much will the yield curve have an effect on the market? It's starting to flatten. But the tail risk is big. We don't have all the information yet heading into January. I can't answer that question at the moment. There is some tail risk coming up. White Claws Friday. Yep, we got White Claws Friday coming. It's going to be nasty. And I know some of you guys don't drink out there, so maybe we'll do like next Friday. We'll do just carbonated soda water, something gross, and we'll shotgun some. So we'll be water gang for a Friday. I'm gonna try to get you. Some of you guys out there have tipped me uh, for for the work that I'm putting in here, and I really appreciate that. I'm gonna try to get all of your names together so when we do this video, I can show you guys some proper appreciation, call your names out and stuff like that. I don't charge anybody, but I do appreciate the tips. It helps me to pay for the tools that I use. I think there's a link at the bottom or inside the description of this video. There's one pin to my handle. There's no requirement for you guys to pay me. It does motivate me though. I didn't think it would motivate me, but it is. It is definitely motivating me to put the work in for you guys, to get you guys. So I don't want you guys to get trapped. There are a lot of sub sellers out there, dude. I'm shocked. Like there are people that are selling like $800 classes, $300, $500, $600 for a Discord server. Then you like have a private conversation with them, and it's like $300 an hour. I know that stuff's valuable, but man, in some of those places, there's like 6,000 members, and like how do you work with that number of people and be able to give actionable intel or actionable trades? And I noticed that too. Oftentimes, a lot of these places that you're in, a lot of these like subscriptions and stuff, they're not giving you. Not that you take those trades, you have to do your own due diligence, right? What I'm giving you is not financial advice. You have to do your own due diligence for this stuff. But try to at least give you guys, this is where we are in the market. This is how you put your protection on. These are the reasons that this trade is looking good, right? I'm not the only person that sees this stuff. There are banks out there. There are smart traders out there. But I guess what my point is, I think a lot of you guys get trapped paying for bad information or information that's not based in any kind of, I don't know what it's based in. I've subscribed to some of this shit, and this shit blows my mind. I'm sorry. And some of the stuff that I see out there, I'm like, I don't know how you can sell this stuff to people. It's either dangerous, it's not actionable, it's highly risky. Even some of the trades I make look risky on the outside, but there's due diligence done behind them for why they should work. And then the risk that I'm putting on is low in terms of my account. Shotgun some Poland Springs or a pint of milk. Hell yeah, I'll do a shot one day too. If you guys like Bong Rips Friday, I'll do a shot one day. Scotch gang. Yeah, I'll do a shot of scotch or bourbon with you one day. We could even do, you know what we could do is we could do a Zoom where we can see each other, and I'll do one where we talk to all you guys. I think we can fit like 100 people in a room, and we can all shoot whatever we like. Bear, shoot some whiskey. You can take a bong rip or something, and so if you guys don't drink, you can drink a bottle of water, whatever, you know? We could do that. It'd be fun. I'd have fun with that with you guys. You guys are awesome. I'd want you to know that. No matter what, you guys are super awesome out there. So you got your levels, you got your buy zones, right? You know where you're buying any of this stuff. You know we've got a little bit of resistance at all-time highs, but you also know that we've made that retest already. So we should blow right through this, and we should head straight higher to 48.17. This should be easy, attainable, easy to make money here. If you're a bear out there listening to me right now, I'm begging you. I am begging you. If you want to make some money, you can short this down wherever you like, but I'm telling you, take that long whenever it presents itself. Okay? And if you're a bull, this is your place to sell. I don't want to hear you guys up. When you guys contact me, especially Tesla bulls, you guys contact me on Twitter all the time. You show me that you bought tops, and my face melts off. You should be following me on Tesla when I'm buying the bottoms, not the tops, okay? Because then we can praise each other. You can take those winnings and then buy another bottom. You can buy stock at reasonable prices. You know, I love all you guys out there. I want you guys to be buying. I want you guys investing the same way too. We're going to talk about that I think we're doing that on Sunday or Saturday this week. I'm going to show you. I'm going to do this Saturday or Sunday at 11. I'm going to start charting for you guys and teach you how I buy stock and how I actually invest. Bong rips, hell yeah. Okay, so you guys are all in on this. Tips, you guys are hilarious. MU closing is close to popping. Thanks for the heads up, Adam, on MU. I'll take a look at that stock. Lemonade, I'll probably try to take a look at tonight. Excuse me. 4,900 end of year. I think 4,900 is on the table. I think if you catch a good bounce over here, let's say we hit 48.17 and we catch some good support and we can in retail bulls take over. I think it's at least on the table. It's on the table into the middle of January. It's plausible. It's not plausible. At this point it is. Today it is. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, Bookmap. I'll have Bookmap up for you. I'm gonna start running Bookmap for you guys. No water gang. Hell yeah, it's the bull season. All bears and hibernating after today. You buy stocks? Yes, I do buy stocks. I am not in any stocks right now. If you check in my past here, I told everybody to get out of their stocks in October. I told them that Apple more than likely would continue to go up to all-time highs of like 190, 180, 190. There's a reason for that too. That is due to you guys forget that in 2020 in March, April, that the Fed basically started pouring money into Apple. That's the Fed's baby. That's the bank's baby. That they're not letting that drop for you or anyone else. Any guys trying to short Apple out there, you're insane. Insane to think you're gonna drop Apple. That's where the Fed's money is. They buy Apple bonds. Apple baby, yeah, green Apple bonds. Intraday, what are you buying long? And in the money call. Okay, so Alex, if you joined me late, I want you to go back in the video. When the video's over, I give you entries, where to look to buy to go long. Tomorrow, so I'm long right now, so you guys know I'm long for like 10 grand on. I'm in for some 10 grand. You know, I'm gonna look it up. I will. Let me check it out right now. I'll show you guys where I'm long on. I forgot. Let me take a look. Dude, log in. Sign in. Dude, Tastyworks has a new what the hell is going on with Tastyworks right now? Okay. Let's check this account. Portfolio. Okay, so I'm long right now on December 17th, 476 calls. That's what I'm holding. I'm holding $10,000 in those calls. So I'm looking for right in this area right here. Kind of a sweet spot, right? So what's my plan for tomorrow? Well, I know they've only got 2 days left. I know that these calls are only good for the move. I'm way up on them right now. So I'm looking for this move above here at 47.13. If I see the open like this, I will stay in those calls as we move forward. If I don't see us jump above here at the open tomorrow, I'll cut those calls loose if I can by the bell and wait for a buy-in down below. Now, the next question people are going to say is, well, do we green bar it straight to all-time highs right off the bell? Or do we green bar it straight up here to 47.13 to come back? This halfback down here. It's possible. I don't really care at this point. I'm just looking for us to get above 4713 before the open. If we don't get above this before the open, I'll sell my calls right at the bell and I'll look for a buy-in below, okay, for some kind of a half pullback down here. And then what am I going to buy when I re-enter here? At this point, if we get down here tomorrow, I'll end up buying a 40. I'd probably end up buying a 473, somewhere between a 473 and a 4765 spread closing on December 31st. Does that answer your questions? And if those print into the 31st or before then, I will take on some more spreads into middle of January. That's what I'm looking at, somewhere around the 15th of January. Let me close this over here. 12.17, hell yeah, they tripled in less than an hour. They did. I trade. So I don't know if you guys are watching me today or not, or my trades the past couple days. I think I've traded 3 sets of calls in the past 2 days. Some of them are up thousands of % at this point, and then a few of them were up 300 to 500%. And then I bought one more set the last 15 minutes of close, and at 4:15 they were up Let me look. I don't. Let me see what they were up like 20-30% or something like that. So if you guys follow me on that handle, that Captain's Alpha, if you guys look back at the trades that I make, I think just this new handle, I think I'm like 9 for 10 or something. That's going up. That's going down. That's this mess back here. Oh, this is hard trading back here. This isn't easy trading. This is hard trading. And then it'll get harder as we get into 2021, or excuse me, 2022. Hard trading is going to become harder. So you guys got to know where to cut yourselves, or where to buy in, where to sell. Don't get too greedy, and know where to make money. All right. So yeah, and you guys saw me. I've traded short this past couple weeks. I've traded long. I go long and short. I trade everything. I can turn bear in a dime. I can be bearish for the first 15 minutes of the open and then turn straight bull. So whenever I am bearish or bullish, I take it for where it's supposed to be going, where I want to hold it, how long I want to hold it for. Sometimes I only make 30%, but sometimes I make 100%, 300%, 500%. You guys know this. I know you guys know this at this point. I post all my plays before they happen. You'll never see me coming on Twitter and coming back and saying some shit like I was long, and I don't have it already posted when I took long. Like I leave all my trades up when they fail. I leave all my trades up when they win. You'll always have transparency out of me. And I know you guys can't find that on 90% of the internet. I know for a fact that you guys, I see it all the time. I see it in Discords. I see it all the time. That's fine. I know people are afraid of posting their trades because they don't want to look bad when they do fail. But I have no problem posting you guys what I'm trading and when I'm trading them. Now, as far as when I do what I do, you guys don't have to follow me. I don't recommend that you follow me. You guys have to do your own due diligence for when you feel comfortable taking a trade. And when you guys ask me, should I sell now? I'll never answer. I'll never answer that for you. That's for you to decide. What you're comfortable with. You'll never hear me say like hold, or any of that kind of stuff. I'll do a video for you in the future of how to identify when you should hold, how to identify when you should add, how to identify when you should roll, and how to identify when you cut your losses and you take the other side of the trade. You guys need to learn that too. I can see that often. I see that often with traders is they don't learn when to stay in a position, when to add to the position, that kind of stuff. Don't fade, Captain Jim James. Right on, right on. Oh, Hey, I failed. I've lost my worst trade ever. I lost $130,000, I kept going in. I stayed with the trade. I lost $130,000 in a trade. It was so bad, right? That don't repeat this to anybody. I asked my wife and children to leave, and they took off for the day. And I broke my desk down to little pieces. I broke my chair down to little pieces and had to move them outside to a trash and buy a whole new desk and a whole new chair. I have never, ever been that angry in my life. And I was angry at myself for being so stupid. It's a true story. I looked like such a jackass when I did it too. Is this a year-end target for Tesla? Holding a loser and cutting a winner is a vicious cycle. Yep. F my life. Okay, so let's talk about Tesla real quick before I do the Qs and IWM. If you guys are still with me here, you guys stay with me. It's important. So I want to talk to you guys about something that is negative for the market. If you're a bear like Chase, you should be listening to this because this is important. The risk in our market right now, as we move forward, if you want to know what it is the weakness in speculative growth stock. That even though Tesla is a great company, it is still in a speculative phase. Now, Tesla's strong. They do great things. They actually produce things. Like when you put Tesla up against a company that is just an office with a few engineers in it. Let's say I've got some seed money. I do launch an IPO. I've got a poster board of some product I want to put out there. I'm not actually producing anything. I'm not making any profit. I'm not even losing money. I just got like 50 engineers in an office, and I've got a pumper out there with a slick face and a slick suit. Those, and I'm not saying those aren't real companies and they're not going to go places, because some of them are going to. But what I'm going to say to you is that there is still some heavy hedging on these companies. And not only that, you need to see these long only hedge funds rebuy back into these companies as we head into the new year. If you do not see, if you do not see these big or mid-sized, small banks and hedge funds, if you don't see that rebidding into speculative growth stock into 2022, that will be a long-term negative signal to, or not long-term, but it'll be a 3 to 6 month negative signal for our market. It could last into March or beyond. I've ripped my t-shirt before. Yeah, you know, about being a bear, I was a bear. I started out as a trader as a bear, and I lost everything. So I can't. To make money in our stock market right now, it's heavily manipulated. That we use modern monetary practices, policies, theory in our market right now. Our market is built to go up right now. You have to accept that. And even if we crash, let's say we have a crash, the big crashes that we had in the past, there's more money to be made on the way up in those crashes, those moments where we have a recovery or a rally. There's more money to be made there because everybody knows we're going down. Everybody's short in those moments. So our market does go up until it doesn't work any longer. It behooves you to either be a bull, or if you're a bear, to be very tactical in when you take your shorts. You have to understand the bulls and where they think we're going, and look for weaknesses and where they think the market's going. Okay. Definitely check out MU. Yeah, if I have some time, I'll do MU and I'll do lemonade. But I go both ways, bull, bear. Yeah, I do too. For breathing, we are long life, naturally long. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to quickly do some more for you, okay? I'm going to do 2 more, get these things out of the way so that you guys can get an idea of what's going to happen. Now, I was telling you guys on Twitter at the close today. Made a post and I said that I'm going to clear all this for you. I'm going to do all this fresh for you so you guys can understand where we're at, what we're doing. Take this out in a little bit farther time frame right here. Boom. I want you guys to see something in the red, okay? This is important for you guys to understand, okay? This is important. Hold on here. This is important for you guys to understand in the rut. Okay? So, this is important. I want you guys to understand this in the rut. So, today, or I want you to realize that the biggest beatdown was in small caps. And the volume today was insano. I don't have it right here. It's not showing my volume here. But at end of the day today, there was a huge buy-in on the Russell. And you can see in futures right now, the Russell is up like 50, 60% or something. This was the trade you really wanted at the bell on the close today, because of the potential move that the Russell can make. And in all honesty, because of this huge swing and the Vanna rally that'll probably take place here in the rut, and this is what what I was talking to you about a moment ago with speculative growth stocks. If you see them catch that bid, the market should be fine into the beginning of the year. If you do not see that bid go in, let's say you see this rally fail in the Russell, this is what you're going to be looking for heading into January, February, March. So if you're a bull, you want to see the Russell recover. If you're a bear, you want to see the Russell fail. If you see a failure in the Russell, that is pointing towards some down months leading into springtime, okay? This is going to be your indicator that you're going to be looking for into springtime weakness or positive flow, okay? You guys got that? Yep, old Rusty. And I actually hate the Russell, but I will trade the Russell up too. Okay, I will trade the Russell up. I love trading the Russell too. Another thing about the Russell is you want to think about it more on a weekly basis than a daily basis. You don't want to be trading the Russell with timelines that are 0 dates. You can, but you shouldn't. You should trade the Russell for like a week outlook, 3 week outlook, 4 week outlook. Uh, anyways, so that's my point that I'm trying to get to here in the Russell, okay? Is that you should see this a great rally over here. We're going to break this down to a smaller time frame so you guys can take a look at what you're looking for. You saw we came down below, right? We tried to break through previous highs, failed. We came down to retest the second time. That's a big move right here. When you see something like this right here, this means we've tested this twice. So this is looking on the Russell for some positivity. We're expecting the Russell to be positive as we move forward. Okay, so we're gonna put some lines in here for you. Some of Captain Jim James lines. And we're gonna talk about the volatility trigger on the RUT, and the volatility trigger is 2198. So we're gonna put one of those in. And what is special about this? Do you guys all know what's special about this? This is important for you to understand something, okay? 2198 we're looking for. And we're going to get closer here. I want you guys to see what I'm talking about here. And okay, so this volatility line that you're looking at right here, right? Anything below here is bearish. You saw this push up today. We ended up jumping above the volatility from negative gamma to positive gamma. This is important for you to understand is we just jumped above and flipped. So we had a gamma flip in the Russell today. And we're at the bottom of that gamma flip. So this is the one, if you wanted to pick a stock tomorrow or an index tomorrow to buy, this is probably the one. I want you to be aware of that. This is the trade. This is a good trade right here. This is a really good trade. As a matter of fact, I didn't buy. I meant to buy it in the close, and I didn't have enough time. I wish I had now. I'm kind of pissed off at myself at this moment, not following my own advice. Okay, so we got 2198. So what does that mean? Okay, that means that we're gonna be. I'll give you some levels below 2198. I'm gonna give you. Turn this to white. Turn this to white down here. You're looking for 2188. That's down here. And you're looking for 2198 would be the next one. Let's see. No, I already put the 2198 up there, right? 2175 right here. And then I'm going to do another one, 2168. Somewhere in there. 2168. I'm going to give you guys another one. That one's going to be right there on 2168, 2138, somewhere down here. I'm going to put this one down here. Okay. So if we're trading down here and you're a bear, you're going to be taking this down, right? You come out of your trade, you wait for it to come back down. This will be mid-major support, and this is huge support down here, okay? This is where the put wall is. This is where you're going to find some middle of the road support. This is where the gamma flip is for going above. And then we're going to tag some resistance above here from this point. We're looking for 2218, which is right there. Is that it? There, 2218, 2238, right there. We're going to throw another one up here, and 2274. And you can start to see, make this one a big fat one so you guys can see where we're headed. Make that huge up there, right? You always notice we make these moves like this, we end up doing this ripper right at the end, right? That big ripper. We'll bring this chart out so you can see it. Whoop. So that's really not that high, is it? We're just trying to break through all-time highs, right? It's not really as big of a move as it seems, is it? Even if small caps recover just to this point and don't break through, you're talking a huge trade ahead of us. It's a huge trade ahead of us. Start to see it play out even better here, right? We're now on positive gamma, and this is where bulls are looking to take this. That's a big move. You know, we're at 2,200. You're talking about a 270-point move for the Russell, and we haven't even broken. We haven't even broken out of a localized top, right? We had a top back here on December 8th. That's a 270-point move. That's huge. What's that? Close the inverse. Yep. Volatility line. How is that calculated? Wait, volatility line. How is that? So there's a couple things, okay? There's volatility above here at 218, between 2218 and 2238. There's there's a call wall above at 2274, and down below here there's a put wall, okay, at 2138. These puts printed already. You understand that these puts printed? And so now we're looking to go above to make those puts worthless. That's the basic way to describe it to you guys. And you can use, so your swing highs, swing lows, and pivot highs and pivot lows, you can use those as we trade forward. But where this bounce was today, they're more difficult to calculate. So the question, I'm thinking the question is, do we come back down and retest below here tomorrow? Do a halfback on the Russell? I highly doubt that because of where we are right now here, okay, on this 2202. On the S&P, do you know where this line was, this 2202? It was down below at 4,600. It was, I'll bring that one back up for you so you can understand where we were, okay? The difference in these two charts, okay? So the volatility line for the for the ES was down here as of today. This was the volatility line. So when you guys are asking me like what's the trade, and I'm telling you it's so down below here is where we were in the Russell. The Russell just finally jumped back above. This is the expectation in the Russell. This move right here would be the expectation in the Russell. Okay? So this is negative gamma down here. This is all positive gamma up here. So, and we're already high on this positive gamma, right? You see that? We're already high in a high place in this positive gamma. And on the Russell, we're just coming back into positive gamma. Okay? This would be the positive gamma, or excuse me. This is the so this is the positive gamma up here. We're at the start of it. Am I describing that? I'm trying to make this simple for you guys. Weeklies rather than 0 dates. Yeah, so the Russell, this is a great place for the Russell to take an in the money week or in the money monthly. You could take just a 2-week trade spread on the Russell. It'd be a beautiful trade, easy street. My expectations would be high for it. You would need a pretty major market event for us to revisit down below here right now. It would be a lot. It would take a lot. You'd need something. Maybe Kathy Woods. You know what could send us down below here? If there was any threat. Some of you Tesla boys out there, Tesla gang out there might know this if you're a longtime Tesla investor. Kathy Woods has a tendency to people like Kathy Woods and Kathy Woods have a tendency to sell out of their speculative growth stocks during quarterly OPEXs. I think they've already done that these past couple weeks, but it's possible that they could even sell down more or not take new long positions in speculative growth stocks as we head into OPEX. If that happens, I will be watching it closely, very closely. I'm looking for, on this OPEX, for more buying into speculative growth stocks as we move forward. That could send IWM lower, or the Russell. So you have to be aware of that. Absolutely. Yeah, it should be, no. So the positive gamma doesn't. So there are when you're coming down. If I tell you that we're in positive gamma, or if we're in negative gamma, you should see relief rallies, and we head lower until we meet some form of support or some large gamma area, some sort of large gamma or combo area of resistance as we head lower. But we're overall in a bearish stance, right? We're looking to take short, not take long. If we're in a positive gamma territory, we're looking for dips to take long. That's what we're looking for. You buy any dip in a positive gamma situation. Oh, she did, James. I didn't know that she sold again. She's known for this. They're all known for this. You guys, it's funny because sometimes I get yelled at by speculative growth stock bulls, and they scream at me and say, "You're not a real Tesla bull." And I'm like, "Boy, you really like a lot of these other guys out there. You like the Kathy Woods that are out there. You like there's a bunch of other guys out there. I'm not going to name them all, but these guys all sell out too. All these guys sell out, and then they rebuy back in every quarter. They do it every single quarter. They take their profit, they rebuy their positions back in. So you're looking for that to happen in this OPEX. You're looking for Kathy Woods to buy back into Tesla on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. You'll be able to see it. You can see it in the dark pools, and you can see it in the option flow. So we will track that as we move forward. Yep, 90,000, 85 million worth. Yeah, dude, some of these big time Tesla bulls, they're evil. And I'll tell you what, if you're a new Tesla investor, your trading plan should mirror or you should have a different take on how you're trading. You should always be buying your lows, selling your highs, rolling that into the next low. So when you come into a new low, you'll buy another low. You actually buy the stock, and then you're going to trade long, right? So you should be in and out of your trades when you're a new Tesla bull or any speculative growth stock. You should be buying the real lows and sell. Even if you're going to stay in later on, you need to understand how long the cycle is. It's usually a 1 year cycle. And then you want to be selling calls and selling puts depending on where you are and all that kind of stuff. Spencer, is spot gamma better than bookmap, or are they different? Okay, so I use spot gamma. I use Trady Ticks. I use Flow Algo. I use News Squawk. Now, when it comes to my trading platforms, I have some holdovers from the past, but what I'll do is this. So I use Bookmap, right, for live data feed, and I use a spot gamma overlay onto Bookmap. So I'm looking for where the liquidity is that comes up and pushes a stock up, and I'm looking for where the sellers are above selling down in a stock or in an index. Oh yeah, Gary Black sells calls all the time. You guys he blocked me a long time ago. I got into it with him, and some of these guys are out there telling you to just always buy Tesla. I don't care. Some people will tell you it's dollar cost averaging. That's a bunch of bullshit. It's all lies. There's cycles to stocks, and you want to be buying those bottoms in those cycles, and you want to feel good in your trade for that year. You don't ever want to feel stressed out, and when you're investing in a company, you want to be always happy when you're investing in a company. And there is a time to take profit in a company. Everybody knows Tesla's going to be $1 million stock one day. The banks know that. We know that. You know that. So what are they going to do? They're not going to bring it to that. They're not going to bring it to $200,000, or maybe it's a $200,000 stock if they get big. But they're not going to bring it there right now. They're going to bring it up. They're going to take profit and bring it down. They're going to bring it up, take profit, bring it down. You're going to have people out there telling you it's a fraud company. You're going to have people telling you it's great, all great. We're at all-time highs. You're going to get people blowing shit smoke at you on both sides of that trade. When in reality, it's just greed. That's all it is. It's just greed. I know, it's sad to say too. It's just greed. I love a lot of companies, but if you don't think that the banks are going to be greedy and take profit, you're I don't know, you smoke crack or something. You really are. And there are times when a stock is moved. I'll show you this on Sunday. I'm going to show you how to identify a stock that the banks are moving to what they think it's worth. When you hear people say, it's trading within its PE ratio, or it's trading too high from its PE ratio, there's ways to identify when banks are find an undervalued stock and are moving it to where it should be. Okay. Yeah, I want Tesla at 750. I think there might be a moment. It's plausible. It's not a big chance, but there is a plausibility that I don't think you'll see 700. I think for a brief moment this late winter or early spring, you could for a moment see 750. I think it's possible. Probably a 20 to 25% chance that you'll see 750 at some point. Oh yeah, way up again. It'll go way, 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 way. If it hits 750, you will see the next stop on that would be $1,300 to $1,500. Easy, easy. Okay, so let's talk about. So you've got you charted out for the Russell, right? So my target for the Russell right now is 2274. And then we'll wrap up with the Qs, and then anybody that wants to stick around, I'll try to chart out 4 or 5 tickers for you. I'll show you my methodology for how I chart, how I look, when to enter a stock with charting. I don't chart stocks and automatically enter on this as well. I do a lot of background research on where the gamma walls are, where the put walls are, what the flow is, the dark pool before I even enter, and then I set alerts on trend channels and support levels and things like that. So it's complicated, but I'll chart these things out for you. And tomorrow I'll try to do some research on a few key ones and pump that stuff out to you guys on the Captain's Alpha Twitter handle. Okay, so we're done with we're done with RTY. Let's now look. You guys want me to do real quick? Answer this question. Do you want me to chart out? Do you prefer that I chart out? Oh, you know what? I'll just chart out NASDAQ. That'll make it easier. NQ. I will do NQ. So this will help futures traders, day traders, cash market traders. Okay, so we're looking at NASDAQ, right? Everybody loves tech. Everybody wants to know what tech is doing. It's the golden child for everybody. Everybody likes tech. All right, so we'll look at tech right now. And we know, I'm going to show you where the volatility trigger is for tech. That is 15928. Okay, so I'm at 15928. Okay, so once again, what did we see today, right? We saw this test below and another test below. This chart right here, we're in positive gamma territory right here. So if we were lower, right, we would be in negative gamma territory. And all that selling that we've done in tech, we're still not in negative gamma territory. So that's wild to see as well, right? So if we're looking at where we are in the indexes, I'm going to posit that SPY has made its biggest move at this point, that NASDAQ still has some room to run, and that the Russell has the biggest room to run. Okay? So you'll hear the talking heads say something to you tomorrow. I bet they'll tell you, well, IWM's the weakest, S&P 500 is the strongest, and tech's okay. When in reality, you should be listening to what the inverse of that conversation they should be telling you is actually long IWM. SPY's probably wrapping itself up, and you have some wiggle room in NASDAQ. You'll do well, but it's not as juicy as small caps. Okay, so we've got the volatility trigger. We know where that is, right? That's at 15928. For you bears out there, I'm going to give you guys some numbers. So I know you guys want to see. I know you guys want to see Apple burn and die, right? I know that's it. 15.8. What am I looking for here? 15.899. Right there. We got a little bit closer on the screen. Make this one white. 15928. I got there. 899. That's some nice support down there, right? You see this gorgeous support? So right here is a nice big fat wall. Let me get up here, 888. Let's see if I get this right here. Combo 15629. Right there. Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you if you're a bear. You've got a major wall that's been built here. You can see it because of this move right here, this move right here, and this move right here. This zone right here is a strong base of support in NASDAQ. You see that? Your next move down below that, I don't see that happening, but if you guys want to know where your next move down on NASDAQ would be, let me see if I can get you guys another tag. You're free falling down to right here. 15,317. If you break below 1,500, you would expect anything below, 15,000, you're going to expect an end of the world type situation. If you break this 15,000, this is going to be a psychological stop right here. And then your next bottom's down below right here. Make that a big one for you so you can see it. I have no expectation that we're heading down below here. There's none, zero expectation. This is a major put wall over here. This is larger than other indexes. My expectation is that this one does not trade any deeper down below. This is going to be making a move higher. There was a ton of selling. I think all of NASDAQ is below its, or not all, but you've got like 60 or 70% of NASDAQ is below its 200-day moving averages. This is a major support here, okay? I want you to be aware of that. Unlike the other indexes, or the Russell is in a similar place, but I want you to realize that this wall that's down below here is pretty big. That we don't break any lower than this right here. And you can see some of that consolidation that's taken place over time back from July, okay? I want you to understand that when you see this kind of consolidation, the chances of us trading down here are going to be slim to none at this point, okay? You're going to be looking for a move higher at this point into the new year. You would need this OPEX to not see a bid in tech. You're going to be, remember which we're going to be looking for. You're going to be looking for, this is when the big banks take their longs out for 2022. You're going to be looking for that as we come into this OPEX and beyond. Now I'm going to give you the resistance above. Let me see here. 1623. Got 1623, which is your next large gamma. 1623. Right there. This is now trying to become support for NASDAQ. I want you to be looking for this as a place to buy. I wouldn't be looking for us to trade down as deep as 15,928. I doubt you get that sell down on tomorrow. It's possible that we move up higher tomorrow and then sell down to this area. This would be a tough one. If we bounced off this, I'll buy it. I doubt we do. I think you're going to see NASDAQ be strong on the open tomorrow and then possibly trade back down, and you'd be wanting to buy this here. That's 16,238. Actually, let me move that one. That line. Whoop. Wait a minute. Hold on here. Let me get back to NQ. And I will show you NQ here in a moment, what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you in a moment here what I'm talking about on NQ 16. What did I give you as a number here? Where are we at with this number? I can't see nothing. 16,238. It's I'm losing it in where we currently are. 238. So this right here should lend itself to support. And we're going to do one more. 16,563. make this minor resistance. And we're going to put one more above it. 15,563. Well, this is good. This is interesting. So our next gamma wall, it's like 16,575. 575. This is a squeeze type situation here. I'm going to have to look at this tomorrow. There's a big call wall above here at 15,575. Let me see if I can get closer. $16,580. I'm saying tap that. So you've got a major call wall above. I'm excited to trade this tomorrow. I might trade the Qs tomorrow. So the Qs are in a squeeze type situation. These numbers changed today too. Let's bring this back a little bit. Let me get this here. Let's get this back here. 3 months and 6 months. And so right here, I want you to realize we've got a huge wall right here, a huge put wall. We have a huge call wall right here, and you see this right here. This means that Nasdaq is going to wind up coiling. This is interesting. What does that mean for Nasdaq? That means I have to track Nasdaq. I'm going to have to trade the nasty Nas into right there. This is interesting. So this coiling effect here, I guess if you're a bear, you could look at it like it's going to go lower, but I don't see, this is going to squeeze. This is amazing. This is awesome. Okay, so heading into end of month, if it looks like from the SPY that we're going up, looks like from the IWM that we're going up, my expectation is going to be you're going to see a lot of tech squeeze candidates heading into end of month. My price target hold on here. My price target for end of month is going to be 17,095. That's crazy. Let me get right there. Call it 17,035.25. That's my price target, and I think that's pretty reasonable. 17,035 heading into December 31st. And I need to watch tomorrow. I need to watch tomorrow and see if there's a bid in Nasdaq, because if there is, that it could get really squeezy around here. I think that it would not matter if Apple came down. There could be some big squeeze on big tech. So let's look forward. Let's look at that tomorrow. Okay, so yep, 17,000. I think it's on the table. It's on the table. Does it happen? I don't know. I have to see. We're gonna need to see if we need to see if over OPEX we sell down here. If you need to, the big question right now is, do speculative growth stocks catch a bid? Second question, does beaten down tech catch a bid? Now, if the ones I want to buy are the tech companies that have been down since February of 2021. Like any tech that's been down for a year, I want to see them catch a bid. If you see them catch a bid and you see speculative tech growth stocks catch a bid, this will most definitely squeeze much higher. Now I see what some of these guys are talking about when they're talking about how high we can go towards end of year into January. This is possible. It's possible we tap off it. And this is one last thing I'll leave you with on NASDAQ, okay? It would not surprise me to see us move up. Tag here. Before, let's say Thursday we tag there. We sell back down, find some weakness here over the weekend into Monday. And then we start to move up. We break all-time highs here. You would rest here and then make this like, like that's some kind of a stupid move into beginning of the year. Something like that is probable. Okay, so keep these numbers. This is probable if we catch a bid. Let's say we push up here tomorrow, sell down from OPEX if this even happens, and then you'll start to see people like the Cathys out there. You might I don't know why that's happening, but it could be somewhere here. But are you going to be looking for these hedge funds and banks to put a bid into the market heading into January? Yeah, Snap. I got a list of these companies. I got them kicking around over here. What, like Upstart? Who else do I've got in here? DocuSign, PayPal, Snap, Pins, Etsy, DoorDash, Zoom, Peloton. I don't want to see Peloton come back, but whatever. Zillow, Spotify, Twilio, MU, then some of those pot stocks. I guess Tilray is ready to squeeze. AMD just squeezed. AMD would be a prime example of that bid coming into the market. If you guys saw AMD today, that was a tip of the cards as to the potential squeeze in NASDAQ leading forward. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do Lemonade, because I got an old school friend that I've been friends with on Twitter. LMND, right? LMND? I think Lemonade's... let's talk about Lemonade. This is a good one. That's because I initially bought Lemonade. When they first IPO'd, I traded them. I've got an ambulance going by my home. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it sounds like there's a fire. Now, let's look at Lemonade. Oh, let's hold on here. And this is an interesting one to an extent. There were lockouts on Lemonade. We know, and I haven't done any research on this in a while. They had some lockouts. You have to remember that when you IPO a company, there's two things going on. Okay, the first thing that's going on is you've got people that have bought Lemonade at $5, $10, $12, and they can eventually sell. The second thing that you're looking for out of an IPO is you're looking for them to have year-over-year growth. Or no, let's call it quarter-over-quarter growth. Quarter-over-quarter positive growth. You want to see 30% growth every year. You want to see forward guidance being good. And when you see a company like Lemonade, their initial product launch looked great, but it hasn't caught on as easy as they would expect. Okay, now I downloaded the Lemonade app. I used the Lemonade app, and it is not straightforward. It is and it isn't straightforward. It is and it isn't. The interface is okay. It could be improved. It needs to look more like a Robinhood. It's kind of there, but not. I'd compare it to, it's more like a Webull. If you're a new trader, you kind of start to learn how to some more complex trading when you go from a Robinhood to a Webull. But it's not overly complicated, but it's not Robinhood, and that's the key. You really want it to be more like Robinhood. And so that was an issue for me. The second issue was that I found better rates elsewhere. That was a concern to me as well. I was able to get better rates in other places. I didn't have to search to get better rates. So those two things I want to see solved in Lemonade. So the other point is this. You're also looking for where was the IPO offered, and where did it open, right? So we opened up here at, I think we opened, excuse me, we opened at $48. So the thought process is, does it come back at $48? More than likely, no, because we know that we've got people that bought it before the IPO at much lower numbers. So that's the second time I've done that. So where is that number? Okay. Nope, I've done it again. Let me take a sip of water here. I'm going to show you exactly what you're looking for. This is easy. Easy to figure out what the question was. When do I buy lemonade? And I'm going to show you. We got 43. And we're not down, we've never been down here, right? So we don't know where to buy lemonade. So you're going to look from a psychological perspective. At whole numbers. And I'm going to explain it better to you here in just a minute. And it's going to all come together for you. No, wait a minute. I'm getting this way wrong. 30, yeah, 30. We got 30 bucks. Nope. This is, you guys should be, like, you can't apply this to everything, but you can apply this to, and in your brokerage software, you should be able to set alerts on support and resistance lines, on trend channel lines to alert you. If you do this for stocks like this that are falling, and you do 200 of these stocks in the way that I show you, there will always be one or two popping off every week for you, every single week. And then you go when they pop off on your alerts, you can go back and check and see what's going on. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to put this one at 20. Okay, and there's something that you're looking for. You are looking for Lemonade to revamp their service. You're going to be looking for any news that is unknown, of course, announcements, right? And then mostly I want you to go back and look at their ER reports and their guidance that they lent. And you want to start to see multiple quarters of Lemonade or any other company that are actually right here, somewhere in here. Right down in here. Okay. I'm going to show you some things, okay? So right now, you have trap buyers up here. You have trap buyers here. You have trap buyers up in here. These are people that want, believe it or not, they want to sell out of their position the first chance they get. This is a hard resistance channel here coming down, right? You are looking for capitulation moves. You'll actually see this big red bar. You'll see a giant green bar. That'll give you an indication that banks are starting to buy back in to a stock. But you're also looking for something else along the way. So let's say you get a capitulation move down here and you get an email that says, hey, Lemonade tagged here at, I got a ding. They tagged at 46. They tagged here at 46.91 on my alerts. So you start to pay attention here to Lemonade, right? So what are you looking for before you enter Lemonade and take it long? How do you know I want to take Lemonade long? I'm going to show you right here. You're looking for Lemonade to come up here, right? Start to absorb these sellers in here, consolidate, make a move past the sellers and above here somewhere, right? And then to take it long. This is there's more complicated ways of looking at this, but you're looking for a couple things. You're looking for consolidation, right? This is where you're absorbing sellers, you're attracting buyers. When you attract the liquidity into the market here, you're looking for the absorption of sellers above. You can't take this move until we break above the sellers that are stuck in here and the liquidity that's coming in. Now let's say you get to this point, right? You're normally going to tag below here, and the reason being is because you've got hidden sellers above at different levels. You've got some sellers somewhere right here. So that's why you'll see this move down. This will be a resting phase when sellers are being absorbed by buyers. And you're going to say, okay, I'm going to take this long to here. I'm going to take my profit, wait till we rest, and what'll happen is here you'll see, I'll do another one. You'll see more sellers hiding here. You'll see more sellers hiding here, somewhere in here. And ultimately, you have sellers hiding way up there, okay? So first thing you need to remember here is there's a lot of work in here. This takes a lot of buyers and sellers to get out of. This is a long slog. This is more than likely going to take a year, anywhere from, I would say, no less than 6 months to try to even attempt to get this high. You need multiple great ERs. You need them to be producing some kind of profit for the banks to get heavily involved. And so my point is that you're waiting. So right now you're going to be waiting. What are you looking for to long Lemonade, right? Well, you're looking for this move over here. You don't want to get stuck in here. Anything between this $46 and $60, unless you're day trading it possibly, is a big danger zone. This is bad volatility, bad gamma. This is all bad news right now. You want to see this hard resistance broken for this next leg up. You want to take this leg up here. You really want to catch this $46 to $74 move. Now, if you see in here we start to break below, we can't break out of this major resistance. It's still not time to buy until you see that capitulation. You see the banks step in with huge volume, and then we're going to make a move higher, okay? So I don't like Lemonade right now if you're asking. You want it to break? That's right, absolutely. You want to see a back test. But this is how you catch falling knives, to be honest with you. This is how I catch falling knives. If I set enough of these alerts on companies like this, I do 200 of them, I will catch one of these moves outside of one of these major, and you can set an alert on this one right here, on this trend. You can set that alert. Okay? So if you set that alert on this resistance channel on 200 companies, you are going to identify ones that have a reason to start catching knives on. Does that make sense? 75 people watching. Where you guys want to see Tesla? I know some of you guys are waiting for Tesla. I know some of you guys. Oh, Palantir. I knew you guys wanted to see Palantir. Okay, let's do Tesla, then Palantir, and then we're done. Okay, Tesla. Let's look at Tesla. So we had a hedge wall on Tesla. I might have moved, but we had a hedge wall at 950. I want you to know that. Okay. What does that mean for Tesla? We have a hedge wall right here at 950, just so you all know. We have, let's talk about some consolidation areas for Tesla. Right? This is going, you remember we had remember this move in January? This was crazy, right? We sold down into May. Remember that big sell down into May? And I know some of you that are watching right now traded this whole move with me. We traded this move. Remember we traded this move, this all summer long move here? This was an insane move. This move printed heavy. We know that. Where do I want to buy? Let's think from a bank's perspective, okay? I'm going to explain to you how I come up with that 750 number here in just a minute, okay? Okay, so why do I say Tesla's coming back to 750? Why do I say that on social media? People always want to know why I say that on social media. Why am I being so bearish? I'm going to explain to you guys right now why I'm bearish. Okay. This is what you need to know here in Tesla, okay? We had lots of consolidation down here. We came to a point in Tesla. This was not a move made by you and I. This was a move that was made by banks. So the banks pushed this up at the 750 area, okay? So let's start to think from the perspective of a bank. Eventually, they want to take their profit from the move that they made. So they moved this up, right? And what did they do at 1242? Well, they were in, we talked about this summer. Some of you in this feed right now, were here with me this summer, and I said the banks went long. Okay? So right here, this is this profit push right here, okay? So they pushed this up. We took it to 1240 or something stupid, right? Something absolutely ridiculous. Way up here. Remember this? Okay. They pushed this up, and they have now started to take their profit. Does that mean we don't trade up in here as we trade down to 750? No. Does that mean we have some crazy push up? No. We can have those, okay? The point is that computers, banks, algorithms, what they do is they raise it back up to create more bag holders as they sell down out of their position to take it long once again. So the question would be, see how low we got down here? See how low we got? This was the bottom, right? So where's your next bottom? It's probably somewhere here. See how Tesla continues to go up if this is your bottom and this is your bottom? Then you'll have a bottom that's up here as we go forward in time. So on a bigger picture, is it guaranteed that we come down to the 750 area? No, it's not. So when you hear people say, well, I dollar cost average in, there's two kinds of dollar cost average ins. There's people that are buying tops like this, which they shouldn't have. And then there are more reasonable people that'll say to themselves, this is a hedge wall, by the way. That is one you want to change the color on. And that's important to know because this can make a stock, this line right here can make a stock, this yellow line right here can make a stock very, there we go. This is a hedge wall right here. This can make a stock very, very susceptible to volatile moves, up and down moves, squeeze conditions. This can squeeze it higher. But my point to you is that this looks more reasonable for a base area. Or if it's not a base area, let's say this is the base area here. You even when you're basing, you see this move down right here. If you have some kind of a one set, like let's say it moves down for just an hour in early trading one day, and it slips down here and touches at 800 or 850 or below 900. This is where you start to dollar cost average for the next move up in Tesla. So me as a Tesla investor, I'm not long in Tesla anymore. As a cheapo, I'm looking for that one brief moment we break below 900, right? That's psychological move, 900. I'm looking for a break below this to once again take a long in Tesla, like buy the stock. Now let's say we continue to trade down. This is where I'll actually dollar cost average. Let's say I spend 5% of my money here at 900. I'm going to hope to come down even deeper so that I can start making bigger positions, 20%, 30%, 40%. Let's say I only get down to let's say I buy this brief moment below 900 and we start going up. Whenever we pull back here, I can continue to add it to my position if this starts to prove that this is the actual bottom, okay? Let's bring this to a smaller time frame. I want to show you the rest of this. And this is just like the last stock, Lemonade, that we talked about, right? You're going to be setting an alert. You want to know when Tesla's bullish, actually bullish? It's got some time on its hands. You can see that it does. You can see that Tesla could wind up in a consolidation phase that could last into March. Do you see this? And there could be a failure point in here that we dip down, could take till far into February or March. The move could be something like this. And this is easy to see. You want to see the Tesla move? See, we do this right here, okay? So we do something like this, we swoop down, right? We're trading all this, we're making our money, and then boom, for that one moment we tag below, that's where you buy Tesla. You want to long it with stock? and then you start to see some sort of a bounce here, and you want to see your next move up. Now this time frame here is probably more into middle of summer. This big rocket move right here is probably sometime in June, July, August. If the market doesn't catch a bid in the OPEX in December, you'll see this start to trade down to capitulation, and the market could move lower into summertime. Okay, so these are all lining up to these summer moves and how we look at the summer months and 2022 as a whole, right? You probably hear some bear doom heading into March. In reality, everything just got sexy to buy to take it much higher into the summer. Does that work? We want to start some. But the one thing I want you guys to understand out there, okay, is you can fall in love with stocks. I trade Tesla. I trade it. A lot of these guys in here know that whenever I say buy Tesla, it's 9 times out of 10 that it works. I intimately know Tesla very well. The chance of this, some form of this happening between now and springtime is very, very high. Let's say you say, hey, Captain, I don't believe you. We're going to start going north of this right now. All you need to do is take these long trades, right? Take these long trades, and you're going to set an alert on this line right here. And if you want to say we're bullish on Tesla, you can say it the moment we break above, and then we start to exhaust hidden sellers. Believe it or not, there's hidden sellers in here. Look, refer back to my lemonade, right? You're going to use the lemonade for the same thing that applies to Tesla, every other stock out there. You want to see us, I'm going to dump this one real quick. Let's say like, but what about? I'll tell you I'll show you the whatabouts. Let's say we come up here, right? We bounce off once more, and you can actually see to the left that we did. Let's say we head above here, and we bounce in here, and we come above here, and we bounce here. This is where then you'd want to say I'm bullish on Tesla going to all-time highs. Okay? So you're going to set that alert on your trend channel to then take this long. So when I hear someone out there in social media telling me Tesla's going to make all-time highs, there's work to be done before we get there. Does that make sense? You guys understand? Yeah, I'm 100% right. I can prove it. I can chart these out all day long for you. By the time you guys get a pick from me on the Twitter handle, it has done all of these things. It's done all of these things. And you also have to understand that the amount of work that it takes to get to this point usually leads to a consolidation phase. This will usually, something like this here will lead to a consolidation phase, then a move up, right, to the next band of hidden sellers, and then it'll consolidate again like this, and then it'll finally break out. Okay? You guys get all this? You guys, some of you guys don't want to hear this stuff. I get it. I understand. But you have to go back to the point of the banks are taking profit. Kathy Woods is taking profit. They want to buy it cheaper. You have to remember that there are trapped sellers that will tell you they don't want to sell out, but they do want to sell out. You have to understand that there are buyers that bought or drank the Kool-Aid. This is for every stock. This happens more frequently than you could imagine. Okay? Ha ha! I wish I got here earlier. Thanks for all the good info as always. Right on, Cody. Hey, Sky Stealth. Yeah, we charted. Hey, Austin, good to see you, my brother. So you guys can see right here, right? Where do you take Tesla here? You guys want me to give you a call for into the end of December? Take along here, and your price target as a bull is 1,066. That's where safety is. If you guys see us break above and exhaust these sellers above 1066, you're only good to this next line up here, which is at 10 or 1120. So you'll take another long there if we consolidate. If we break above that 1120, right? You're going to wait for consolidation. You want the banks to do the work for you so that you can make the next leg up with no work. You're running on the back of banks moving a stock higher. Right on, right on. I hope you guys appreciate this stuff. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here for tonight. what I'm going to do for you guys is I got to nail this down better, but every Saturday or Sunday, we'll just do stocks. I'll try to do as many as we can get through. I'm going to show you guys trending stocks and catching knife stocks too. I want you guys to be able to identify stocks that have a high probability of always going up right now for like 3 months to a year. I want you guys to be able to identify a stock that's falling and how to set alerts for when to take longs in them. Basic things. That's right, my brothers. Have to roll, but good shit. Yeah, Ben, have a great night. Spencer, have a great night. Endless Research, have a great night. Naga, Chansu, Chaz, my boy, Michael D, Joe, Harper, dude, all you guys. Adam, have a great night. Cody, Sky Stealth, Raptor, Massey. I promise you guys, if you guys learn if you guys learn how to trade like this, right? It will be you're built to succeed. You are built to succeed. Yes, I will do. So I am going to begin work on a trading or a stock trading, options trading classes, and I will go step by step and give you all the information that you need to understand what I'm trying to explain to you on a more complex level. Thanks a million. Right on, Cody. There is one more note to make to you guys. Cody, I love trading single stocks, but there is safety in indexes. So let's say there's the Fangman and Tesla stocks, right? I don't have to get them all correct. I can just get 4 or 5 of them correct, or just Apple correct. You remember when this past week people were getting their heads chopped off, and Apple kept NASDAQ up, and it kept, or not up, but it kept the SPY up. I was in safety this week. I was under the safety and protection, basically, of the SPY. You don't really need capital, though. If you guys, I meant to start a $100 stock challenge or trading challenge, and I never did it. We need to revisit that maybe this Saturday to set you guys up with whoever has small accounts, even big accounts. You could scale this up, but if you only have 100 or 500 bucks, and you guys want to do like an account challenge, and we can look at some plays that have a very high percentage chance of winning, we can do that. Do I ever trade leveraged ETFs? I have traded leveraged ETFs. I like the speed of regular ETFs. I don't always like the speed of them. I'll hear oftentimes people be like, "Well, I'm a long time investor, and I keep my finger on the SQQ or the TQQ button to take short when I need to protect their accounts." I don't trade like that. That's other people. I know other people that trade like that. For me, it doesn't work. Yeah, Austin, I'm down for that too. Still, I'm totally down for that. And it don't matter if you do it with $1,000, $10,000. If you do it with $100, it doesn't really matter. This morning would have been a good time to start it with at least SPY. We could have bought an in the money call spread on SPY for like a month out or a week out. The probability of it staying in the money and printing is 70, 80% chance. 70 to 80%. That's pretty wild. I mean, that's a high percentage. But how many trades do you make in a day? So I used to be a swing trader. I started out with stocks, then I went to 1 to 3 month options. Then I got burned, or the market started to burn me like the computers did. They started to take away the intrinsic value of options. So then I switched to a mix. I do a lot of spreads. They protect me from blowing up my account. They're safer than just naked options. And then I day trade options, mostly FDs, which are financial derivatives. It's basically arbitrage. I look for weakness in what the banks are doing and what the computers are doing, and I try to exploit it. So they don't really care about me coming in and and stealing a little bit of money quietly without them knowing. Right on, Steve. It's just zeros. So yeah, so what I do right now is I day trade a lot of FDs on the SPY. If you guys hear me just throwing numbers out there with no ticker, it's always the SPY. If I'm trading a different product, if I'm trading like IWM or something, I will throw out those numbers with IWM on it or with the Qs on it. If I'm trading a single stock, I always put the ticker on it. But I do mainly, so from me sticking mostly with the SPY, I'm able to take forays into stocks. So I trade the SPY to make money, and then if I believe in a company or I want to learn how to trade a company, I will then stick to just one and learn it in and out. I'll learn Tesla in and out. I'll learn Apple in and out. Whatever stock I love, if I love AMD, I'll learn it in and out, the ins and outs of AMD. And then if I find a new stock, let's say I like Lemonade, I'm going to learn everything about Lemonade. Then I'm going to learn how it trades. And then I'm going to set up a chart like this. If it's on a downward move, I'll set up a chart like this. And then I'll move on to and start charting out other stocks and wait for those alerts to come into my email. Yeah, small cut challenge would be really cool. Hey, you're welcome, Spencer. What platforms are you doing this on? I'm looking to switch. Okay, so I trade on currently I'm trading on Tastyworks. I'm trading on options.ai right now. I'm not trading on Webull. The reason I like Webull, this isn't Webull, by the way. I do a lot of my research on TradingView, and then I do my live charts on two ways. I use Bookmap on a screener, and then I use another screener. Believe it or not, you guys aren't going to believe this. I use candlestick charts with Webull. I've checked them all, and some of the fastest free charts you can get are Webull. Even if you don't trade with them, their charts are ahead. And I've got it plugged into a LAN, so I have the fastest I can get on a high-speed internet connection. Yep, absolutely. They should be your bread and butter. SPY, IWM, the Qs. If you guys don't trade those, then you're missing a major tool in your chest. I have to impress that upon you. It's a major tool in your chest. You have to learn how to trade the SPY in some form. Then you want to learn how to trade the IWM, the Qs. You got to learn those things. Yeah, Webull for crypto. Yeah, so if you wanted to switch, right, Austin, this is what I would say to you. If you were originally a Robinhood trader, your next move is probably to Webull. I would start there because it's a second entry type trading platform, and you can move on from there. You'll start, like now I pay for my trades. I want to speak to and I trade also on Thinkorswim. I do all my volume profile on Thinkorswim. So you guys saw the ES chart, right? Now I haven't even looked at volume profile yet on NQ, have I? So I'm going to show you the NQ profile. And I bet you we can extrapolate what I was talking to you about on NQ earlier. Almost guaranteed. What am I doing here? I love NQ. For NQ, you can I can send you guys scripts. I can send you guys some scripts for Thinkorswim. You can have a free volume profile. And then I want you to see this right here, okay? You see this profile right here? You see that we're trading above it right now, right? It would take a pretty big event for us to trade below this level here. You see that? But even bigger than that, what I was trying to show you guys earlier was, you see this bottom down here, right? And I said to you, do you know what it would take for us to trade down below this? Like, it would take some serious event for us to trade below this level here, this bottom. When I said to you, see how tight the ranges are? Expect a squeeze above. The reason is because you see this profile, you see this iceberg down here. There is so much support down here. It's insane. So we might trade below for a brief moment down here to 1600, but in reality, we have this huge support here as well. So the chances of us squeezing high is pretty good right now. Okay, so there's NQ for you, I already showed you the rut. I use Thinkorswim for this stuff, and I place my trades on Tasty because I have a live broker, or let's say I make a trade. Like one time last year, I was making trades in the wintertime, and there was the brokerage platform was failing. And remember last winter when we were trading and they were shutting down stocks? You couldn't trade them. You were getting caught in positions. I never see indicators aside from volume on your charts. Did you use any? Which charts are you talking about? Cody, more words, Cody. Explain your question better to me so I can try to provide a better answer. Webull cuts you off. Yeah, I don't trade on Webull. I trade with a real broker. I trade with a broker that I can call on the phone. Last winter when we had problems with brokerages out there, I can call my broker. I can lose a trade for 15 grand and my broker will give me my money back if there's any problems at all. One phone call. It takes one phone call. And that's the difference between paying for your trades or not paying for your trades. If you pay for your trades, you are treated differently. You can, if there's any issues, they're resolved in your favor. Always. I've never, ever, not one time have I had a problem with calling my broker and getting that resolved. But that doesn't mean if you have a small account, you don't have to pay for your trades. And you have to learn more before you start trading on more complex software. Hey, Captain, do you get your levels off the volume profiles? No, so I get my levels. There's two levels that I'll put out there when I'm trading. So these are this is how I start my levels right here, okay? And it depends on where we are on the chart. So after tomorrow, I will look for retracements on cash gap closes. I'll look for swing lows on previous lows earlier in the week. I'll also look at volume profile and see how far volume profile is off on where my levels are from gamma levels. So I'm combining gamma levels, right? I'm combining traditional charting with gamma levels, traditional charting, gamma levels. Then I'm adding in swing lows, swing highs. Then I'm adding in volume profile. Then I'm adding in market sentiment. And then I'm adding in, this is gonna be crazy, trading sentiment. How does the trader feel about it? How does the market feel about it? And then I'm adding in after all that, I'm looking for news, and then I'm looking for events for the stocks and for indexes. So it becomes a quantitative level. It becomes where I'm combining anywhere from 8 to 10 factors into any line that I have on a chart. Oh yes, so my book map has a what do you call it on it? It's got what indicator I use on bookmap? I use I don't use any RSI. I don't use MACD. I use what do you call it? I don't know why I'm having a mind block right now. I'm too tired. But I do use one indicator on bookmap that just shows a trading range. When I show you guys bookmap, it's gonna blow your face off. It shows you live time where the liquidity is. You can literally see the buyers where the smart money is, above and below. And then, oh no, so Cody, what were you asking? Did I answer that question for you? Yeah, Austin, just try Webull. Your next step should be Webull, and then from there, you'll move up into more complex trading platforms. You can pay for data on TradingView and TradingView. It's expensive, very expensive. The live data that I get is no joke. Like it costs me some chingling, some money. Can never factor in too much data. Yeah, I know, Adam. You can't, and I try to do this every day, every day. Now, here's one thing: if the market is less volatile, like it should become, you'll notice in the past I'll only make a video every week sometimes. That's when there's no volatility in the market, And if I chart out the market, I can sometimes chart it literally for a week and it follows that pattern. There's no need to even make another video. Other times, like right now, we have this high volatility. I'm making videos every day. I'm going live streams in the morning sometimes at nighttime, sometimes at the end of a service, a session. So, I mean, so right now it's been volatile, so I have to update constantly. You can't, there's no way right now when we're in a volatile situation where I can only plan for what's going to happen, and so then I have to react if something doesn't go to that plan. Yeah. All right, guys. I want you guys to have a great night. I'm going to wrap this up right now. I would appreciate if you guys make any money from me, if you learn anything from me. I have a tip jar in the description, also on my handle. If you can't tip because you're poor or something, then do not feel as though you need to. I want you guys that aren't making money to start making money. I want you guys to have a great holiday so you can buy gifts for your family. I want you guys to be able to create a retirement so you don't have to rely upon your jobs to create that for you. I hope you guys all have a wonderful holiday as we move forward. You guys have your levels coming into tomorrow and Friday. There might be some volatility with OPEC. It's not volatility, it's more of rotation. So if you guys wanted to take your cut your gainers tomorrow at some point, and then just know that on Friday you'll see some weird moves in the market. You're going to see a lot of money coming out of certain stocks, a lot of money moving into certain stocks. And so Friday can be kind of wonky for a lot of people out there. If you're a trader or an investor, sometimes it's better to wait for the dust to clear. If you're going to go long in stock, maybe wait until Monday or at the last 15 minutes. Like you will see stocks last 15 minutes on Friday, last 10 minutes, that will get hammered. And you will see stocks the last 15 minutes that shoot straight up with bids coming into them. So Friday can be a dangerous day as a trader. Good night, everybody. I appreciate the support, Dan. I really do. Charles, thank you very much. Chanso, Adam, have a great night. Joe, have a great night. Thank you, Joe. Clint Green, thank you. Blood Stunt, Endless Research, Cody. Adam, have a great night. I already got you. Clint, have a great night. You guys take it easy. Have a great night. I'll see you all tomorrow. X, have a great night. Adam, I will put a chart for you up tonight for MU. Adam, you want to stick around with me, Adam, and I'll do MU real quick? Or do you want me to put it? Do you just make a post on MU, Adam? I can do that, Adam. I'll make a post on the handle for you, right, brother? Chaz, have a great night. Tiz or Simsum, have a great night. Did I say that right? Simsum? I think so. Simsum. Benny Mac, have a great night, brother. Y'all take it easy. Adam, I'll make a post for you. Okay, brother? Take it easy, my man.